Welcome back to Design Santa Barbara. I'm here with my good friend Leesa Wilson Goldmuntz, and we are talking about staging. Leesa, thank you for being here again.
You're welcome.
How do you define a staging?
Staging has become far more popular in the last decade. It's one of those jobs that didn't exist 15 years ago. The advent of the internet, the advent of marketing your home for sale online before somebody ever comes to see it, really changed the game. A lot of times people in the olden days would drive up to a house and there'd be a sense of arrival and it's like, oh, how pretty, and there's a big tree, and you opened the front door and you smelled cookies baking, and there was a first date. Now, oftentimes people see houses, I like to say, in Dubai at 2 a.m. in their pajamas in bed, and they're scrolling through a screen. So there's not a sense of arrival, there's a sense of immediacy. Pictures, in that respect, have made staging really important because you need to show the light, the space, the air, as I referenced before. They need to understand what the house looks like, how big the room is there light, is there air, because they can't see it in 3 dimension. So taking pictures is really important, and I think people have gotten pickier. Buying a home is a really important thing, and there's an expectation level, especially here in Santa Barbara. Things need to look done. I like to say, if you're going to go on a first date, you're going to shave your legs. Staging is shaving your legs. It's getting ready for your date.
Absolutely true. It is actually very true, because I remember the olden days, as you mentioned it. I bought the 3rd house I saw. My first home was the 3rd house I saw, and I just go, wow, that's the one I have. But nowadays people look more and they check more, and the first impression is what they get out of the staging, and that's why you're needed. Very good. So Leesa, how do you go about staging a property?
Well, like I said before, houses talk to me. They tell me what they want to be. I think what I always do is ask the real estate agent I'm working with, who do you think your buyer pool is? Who is this house going to sell to? If it's a 2-story in a good school district, there's a very good chance that's going to sell to a family. If it's a single story, there's a great chance it can sell to people coming into the market or people downsizing who want one level. It's important that the inside of the house reflect what the outside of the house looks like. Frequently, have you ever walked into a house that's like a cottage, and then you walk in and suddenly it's really like modern or very Victorian, and you think, oh, wait, I thought I was going to go see a cottage. So if somebody is looking for a cottage, what I try to do is reinforce that aspect of the house, because that's what someone expects to see. So when it's a book in the cover and you open it up, and the story should be what the title says.
That's wonderful. How does the size of a property affect your plan for staging?
Well, it certainly affects the amount of inventory, which then also affects the price. The more inventory you put in, the more expensive it is. Having said that, some houses speak for themselves. A lot of times you don't have to stage every room. Sometimes if a house is occupied, you can just enhance what happens in some of the rooms. Perhaps you take out some clutter, freshen pillows, bring in 1 or 2 pieces that feel perhaps more current or lighter than a customer might have.
What can a staging give a property versus an empty one?
I had a real estate agent tell me once that why she thought it was important to stage this particular house is because she wanted to give people a reason to slow down rather than running through an empty house. It's very easy if you walk into a house and it's empty to go, okay, here, and you run through the rooms, you're like, bye, see you later. So staging helps tell the narrative of a house. People sometimes aren't very visual. It's important in a master bedroom, for instance. I always put a king bed in it if it'll fit, because always a guy wants to know, where's the bed going? Like, where's the TV? Like, how big can I get a king bed? Oh, I can, yay. So if you show rather than tell, it's half the battle.
You're full of knowledge. It's amazing. You're good. So what was the result of your most successful staging project?
Let's see. I've probably staged over 200 houses. Currently, I have things in 40 homes. I think the fastest staging job was one that got a full price offer at the open house and a backup offer, and they waived contingencies, and we moved things out 5 days after we moved things in.
Amazing. Actually, I remember that project.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I have to say, when you do a staging, the house looks so much nicer. And actually, I have seen it that they bring more money than people are asking for.
Statistics, data can be manipulated, but statistics frequently bear out the fact that a staged home usually sells more quickly than a home that isn't staged. And no house is going to sell if it isn't priced right. So it's really important. I mean, we can make something look pretty, but if the price isn't right, then there's a disconnect with the buyer. So you have to make sure you've done your research. That's why you hire a good real estate agent. And then again, you shave your leg, you shower, you get ready for your first date because you want to make a great first impression.
That's absolutely true. When we return, we are going to talk with Leesa about her approach to designing a home and what inspires her. We will be right back.